Hello, welcome to Fisk the Card Game Intro. I'm RJ McCarty. I will be your host. I am also the creator of the game. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the game entails and a little bit about how to play it. So first off, what's in the game? Well, you have 10 black die, and that's used for your defensive phases. 10 white die, that's for the offensive phases. There are 3 different colors of scoring pips. There is blue for the grift. A grift often use the color blue. There's red for the bloodfallen. Bloodfallen often use color red. And then there are black, which are kind of hard to see here, which are often used for the Triken, gray and black. So those are the scoring pips. There are 25 of each color. There is the map card here. And the map card is going to show you whether it is the battle happens during the day or the night, and it's going to show who owns the territories. So you're going to put color-coordinated scoring pips on the territories that are owned by the factions as you play, and it has all the territories. This is the world map, this one, and you have different continents. All of the continents have a number associated with them, and that tells you how many characters can be put on a team when battling for that territory. So in other words, if we went after Africa here, that means that we could have 4 people on a team per faction. So each player would be able to choose 4 characters to battle for that. We'll get a little bit more into that later. I'm going to set that over there. And the die is already here. Alright, so these here, they are 2 identical decks of the playing cards. They will be shuffled together, so you don't have to worry about keeping them separated. They will all be shuffled together into one pile. These are the playing cards. These are the cards you're going to be making strike and block chains with, playing with. They are various strike types. This would be a hand-to-hand. This is an edge strike, any strike, and then block cards. Feed cards, heal cards. A lot of the cards do have multiple purposes, like the feed and heal. This card would be played as a feed card for a Bloodfallen that is a vampire, and it would be played as a heal card for anybody else. You've got the corresponding icon on the character card to tell you which one they would play, or which type or what kind of card they would play. We've got stun cards. Another multi-purpose card is a super burn and bloodlet card. It is a super and burn when dealing with Bloodfallen during the day, vampire again during the day, or it's a bloodlet for everybody else. And continue with the strike types: blunt and firearm, evade, explosive strike type. So anyway, there are 108, so 2 decks of 54, 2 full decks of playing cards that all be shuffled together, and that is that. Alright, so and then the last deck, the last part of the game, is the white deck here. On top, we have the 3 cards called Game Changers. These are given to the player at the beginning of the game and can be used once per game. So not just per battle, per game. So in other words, if you were trying to battle for control of majority of the continents, so 4 out of the 7, then, well, when playing with 2 players, with 3, it would just be the 3. You would each choose one of these and be able to use it for the whole, once per the whole affair. So it's not once per battle, it's once per game. There are 3 different types, each giving you very different advantages, but they're all very strong, and if utilized correctly, can be real game changers, hence the name Game Changer. Revive and Untap Special is to revive a fallen character and allow them to use another special. Radio and Reinforcements allows you to bring in an additional character once one has left or been defeated on your team. And the Capture Enemy allows you to capture a wounded enemy, basically removing them from future play from your enemy's hand of characters. So that is the game change there. And the rest of this deck, we've got the scorecards. There are 5 of each faction, so we've got the 5 Bloodfallen here. They all have a second side, which tells you when they're wounded, because when they're wounded, they're susceptible to different things, i.e., bloodletting and feeding and burning in the Bloodfallen cases. So that's that, and there's 5 of the Grift here in blue. with the Grift logo, and again the wounded on that side. And then there are 5 for the Triken, which are gray, and again wounded on the other side. This here will be tapped with a scoring pip to show that a special has been used, because only one special can be used per character per battle, unless otherwise dictated by gameplay. And second wind, again, only once per character per battle, so it'll show you when it's tapped. You'll just place a scoring pip right on there to show everybody that it's been tapped. And that's as easy as that. And you all start with 80 health. All your characters start with 80 health, except for some of the cannon fodder cards, which will kind of start with more than that. Basically, you just go through the health card twice with them. More on that later. So they start with 80, and then once they're down to 40, so half their life, then they become wounded, which makes them susceptible to different cards. So now we get to the character cards, the real fun part, the meat of the game. All of these characters have been lovingly created over the years by me, and this is just the first hint of the world that I've created. It's very rich. It's a lot of different characters. So this is the first 36. There are 3 factions, 12 characters in each faction. Each character has unique stats on the card and unique specials shown here. They also have some brief backstory, so it definitely gives you a good insight into the character's mind, and makes them a little more personal for you. So each character has that, save for the cannon fodder cards, which they do have a backstory, but it's not as specific, because cannon fodder cards are basically, in this case, this is the Brood. So these are just humans that follow the Bloodfallen and serve the Bloodfallen, either in hopes of becoming a Bloodfallen later, or just as a way to live independently and free in this world that has become a police state. So it allows them an opportunity to have a more free life. So anyway, so this is the Bloodfallen. The Bloodfallen are a little bit unique in that you will have humans and vampires mixed in here. To see if they're human or not, Vicious here, she is human. She has a plasmid icon, the heal icon here, which shows you that she is human. Also, it says Blood Veiled up here, as opposed to John Venom here, who is a Bloodfallen, which means he is a vampire. And you also see the feed icon here. So that's a good thing to keep in mind and to watch when you're the Bloodfallen. We've got the Grift here. Again, it's the same, the unique stats and unique specials. Black specials are meant to be played in a defensive phase, and white specials in an offensive phase. More on that later. You can see the tutorial on specials for that. Again, varied characters, all with the backstories on the back. It's a lot of fun. This is a great way to introduce characters. We had a lot of fun doing it. This is the Triken. They're on the gray. Again, same unique stats and specials. And Triken actually have one Bloodfallen in their group, so be mindful of that. It is shown here with the feed icon. He is a vampire. The rest of them are all human. And this is the card that we have supplied to the people who've bought in the game at Comic-Con, so it is an extra card. Makes 13 in this faction. In order to play a game, you'll need to choose 12, which means that you'll need to discard one of your characters in order to play. There are future character expansions planned for the future, so whenever you get a new character pack, you will just choose 12 to start the game with. And be very mindful of the characters and their relationships. Noel here is the bigger brother of Ripa, and so if you play together, there might be a special action that you can do, especially in Grimma's case, which Grimma is also, she's the older sister of Noel and Ripa, and so if you play them together, her special allows family leadership here. In play, Grimma can instruct Noel or Ripa to deliver a strike in tandem with hers without costing them an offensive phase. So if played together on the same team at the same time, it offers her a slight advantage when using this special. So be mindful of their relationships. So it really pays to know your characters and know how best to play them together. There are illustrated novels and comics being planned for the future, even a video game being planned, so there will definitely be more of the world of Fisk reaching you soon.